The storms in our life demand our attention. They demand our vigilance. They demand our go into planning mode, go into hold on to what we can hold on to mode, go into uh, trauma mode of what can I do to mitigate the damages, what is the immediate best thing I can do to preserve whatever remains that this storm has already taken and what this storm is currently threatening. Storms of life are so real. And then our opportunity to respond, of course, is real. We have the story of Jesus in the boat with his disciples, where this storm came suddenly, it says in Matthew chapter 8, suddenly. Yet Jesus was sleeping. Now, what I never noticed before in Matthew chapter 8 was that just a couple verses earlier, Jesus said this in verse 20 of Matthew 8. He says, "Foxes have dens to live in, and birds have nests, but the Son of Man has nowhere to lay his head." It was just a handful of verses later that Jesus is laying his head in the back of a boat through a storm, catching a deep nap. What that says to me is that a lot of the things that we put our security and hope in, even a home, an address, stuff that we can call ours, not lavish stuff, just enough to survive. Jesus says foxes have holes or foxes have dens to live in, birds have nests, but he didn't have a place to stay. But he did have rest. He had an intimacy with his Father that allowed him to rest. He may not have had stuff, but he did have rest. What is it you need today? I don't even have to know your situation to know you probably need rest. So my prayer for you today is that you and I would have rest, that we would recognize that the storms are demanding our attention and there's nothing we can do to bring about rest. The only one that can bring about rest didn't even have a place to call home, but he had an intimacy with his Father that allowed him to have rest everywhere he was, including in the middle of a suddenly storm. Jesus, give us rest. Give us rest and show us the things that have arrested our attention away from you. Show us the things that we're trying to do to mitigate the storms and do the best we can. Jesus, our hope is in you. Our rest is in you. Amen.